guys, today I have Calvin's 3-month baby update and my 3-month postpartum update for you, but let's get some stuff out of the way right off the bat. First of all, I got a haircut. Well, I cut my hair myself. I almost always cut my hair myself. The only reason I would go to like a Great Clips or somewhere is just if I like effed it up and really wanted them to kind of help even things out, but I cut my hair, so it's a little bit shorter. Also, today's the first time I've done my makeup like really fun in a while, so I'm feeling pretty good about it, but that's just some random other stuff. Let's talk about baby Calvin and myself postpartum. Let's hop right in. So today, the day that I'm filming this, is August 31st. Calvin technically turned 3 months on the 27th, so I'm a little bit late, but it's okay, guys. I don't know when this video is gonna go up. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to edit it today or if it's gonna have to wait till the weekend, so we'll have to see. But Mr. Cal is napping downstairs. I will try my very best to get a nice little shot of him kind of hanging out for you guys, and I will put that at the end of this video. But for now, let's talk a little bit. Let's get my like postpartum stuff out of the way first of all, and then we'll talk about Calvin afterwards. So I feel like my weight loss is finally starting to pick back up again after a month or so of just kind of feeling really stagnant. I just felt like things weren't coming off as quickly as they were at first, and then I also felt like my body was actually kind of stagnant as well. Not really looking different, you know. Maybe I'm not losing the weight, but I'm still looking a little bit better. I just felt like that was all very not happening for a while there, but the last few weeks it's kind of been picking up again. I feel like I'm looking a little bit slimmer. I feel like my belly's looking a little bit better, as well as I can see the pounds coming off, and I'm at about a pound a week I'm losing kind of generally, and I am trying to eat a lot better. I'm trying to cut back on snacking and stuff like that, as well as trying to get out and walking, but it is August and it's really hot here, so it's been kind of hard to keep walking and try to stay a little bit fit. I'm not really doing any other kind of exercises. I do enjoy walking, but it just sucks when it's 90 degrees outside even when the sun sets, so that's really hard, but I'm trying my very, very best to get on walking and not snacking, and I think that's helping get things rolling a little bit better. I have heard that at the 3-month mark, breastfeeding weight loss like starts to kick in, and I think that that is kind of true. So it's kind of hard to judge whether or not it's me changing my habits or just naturally things happening, but I definitely think that things are looking a lot better. I feel like my tummy is just like, you know, gradually getting back to normal a little bit at a time. And one thing I have really noticed the past couple of weeks is my face looks a lot slimmer. So I'm really, really happy about that. I just looking back at like my videos like right after I had Calvin and stuff, like I was still really chubby in the face, but I think that it's looking a little bit more normal these days. I'm still not wearing my wedding ring or anything because it just looks too chubby there, but I feel like I'm really, really close. Maybe the next couple of weeks I think I should be able to start wearing it again without it looking too like awkward and out of place. My pants have been getting looser, and I finally caved in and bought a new belt. My other belts were not fitting, and I was like, oh, my pants are getting loose, so I kind of need a belt, but hopefully this will like, you know, speed up a little bit and I won't need it for too long, so why buy one? But my pants are getting so loose I had to go out and buy a new belt because none of my belts were fitting, so that was both very happy because my pants were getting loose, but also sad because none of my other belts were fitting anyway. And last thing for me, I feel like the stretch marks are finally starting to fade a little bit. They don't look anything close to normal, but they are looking a lot less reddish, purplish. They're looking like they're starting to fade finally, and that's really awesome. I apply a lotion every single day. I like lotions that have a lot of like shea and cocoa butter and stuff like that in them so that they're really oily, you know, and hopefully get deep down in there and moisturize really, really well. So the stretch marks are finally starting to get a little better. I feel like the ones on my thighs and mostly my thighs and my boobs, those stretch marks seem to be fading the quickest right now. Alright, so that's enough about me. As for my little Calvin, he weighs 15 pounds. We went to the doctor last week. He's 23 and a half inches or just 23 inches, something like that, and he weighed like right at 15 pounds last week. Now, we had been going to the doctor a lot this past month for his jaundice because they felt like his level, they wanted to keep track of his levels and make sure that they were continuing to go down because they could still see a little bit of yellow in his eyes. So we were at the doctor's or at the hospital getting the blood drawn like every week, every other week for a while now. So I have been having a lot more checkups than you typically would have with a 3-month-old. We're not supposed to go in for our real checkup until 4 months. So we had one at 2 months, and then we'll have one at 4 months. So the 3rd month we really weren't supposed to be at the doctor a lot, but because of his jaundice, we were there. So we discovered that he was gaining about half a pound a week for the past month or so. So that's really awesome. They say that a baby should gain 1 or 2 pounds a month. So he's right at the 2 pounds a month, like, scale right now. So he's a growing boy. He's definitely a growing boy. Holy cow, he's so big. We have a friend, and she brought her 10-month-old daughter over, and they both weigh the same amount. Calvin at 3 months and her baby girl at 10 months. But they're like total opposite ends of the spectrum, because she was born really little. She's just a little tiny little girl, and Cal was like a pretty big baby for being born at 37 weeks at 8 pounds and 6 ounces. So they're like two opposite ends of the spectrum, and it's just interesting to see how they compare, because little girl, she's like, you know, she's leaner, she's taller, she's got longer legs and limbs and stuff because she's older. So like you can see her weight distributed a lot more across her body, whereas Calvin, he's like this little pudgy ball, you know, he's just like still all tiny and little, and all his weight is just like there in a little ball. So one cool thing that Cal learned to do this month is rolling from front to back, and that is super, super cool. It's like really crazy how it just like all of a sudden happened, because you can like play with him, play tummy time, and you know, hang out and stuff on your belly, and he would just, you know, not that far up off the ground, you know, just kind of getting his head up off the ground, but not super crazy. And then all of a sudden one day he was like, you know, like up on his forearms, like up off the ground. And it's like, holy crap, like when did this happen? It was just like an all of a sudden thing. And once he got up to be that tall up on his arms, he was able to start rolling around. Justin says it's only because he has such a round little belly that he kind of just wobbles on his belly so he could fall over to his side, but he did it so many times in a row that it like had to have been intentional. Like he was doing it so many times. I think it was a couple weeks ago he did it for the first time, and then every once in a while when you play with him he'll do it a little bit, but nothing like that first time. He did it like a million times at like 2.5 months old, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's like a genius baby. Yeah, that's super exciting. It's just so crazy how it just all of a sudden happened, you know, like he's just a little tiny little baby one day, and then all of a sudden he's like a grown-up baby. Now another thing that's been happening this month is changing in sleeping and eating patterns. He was, for the first 2.5 months of his life, he was, I must eat in 2 hours exactly. I cannot go 5 minutes more. I have to eat every 2 hours, like all the time. He was just such a little piglet. But now he can go like 2.5 or 3 hours sometimes. So that's pretty exciting, pretty interesting. Once again, another crazy thing that just all of a sudden started happening. And along with that, he can go longer stretches at night without waking up, and it's amazing. Like, was it 2 nights ago? Or yeah, like 2 nights ago, he slept 8 whole hours. Oh my goodness. Well, he got up like a little bit, like he'd be a little bit restless, and I'd like replace his binky, but he never like fully got up and wanted to eat. So just replacing his binky every couple, you know, every 3 hours or so was enough to keep him asleep and keep him good until morning came. And I was like, oh my goodness, this baby is growing up. He only did that one night, but for the week prior to that, he had only been waking up once per night. So he's about once per night right now, and it's usually about, we go to bed around, well, he goes to bed around 8 o'clock-ish, and he's usually up somewhere around 2 o'clock in the morning, and then when I get up for work around 5-ish, I feed him again. So it's pretty awesome that he has such a big long stretch of sleeping without needing to wake up and eat. So really those are the most exciting things that I have on my little list of updates. I did actually put a blog post up that was kind of like a 2.5, 3 month update that was just kind of me rambling about stuff. If you want to check that out, I will leave a link down below. It might have a little bit more information than I'm telling you guys here. This is just kind of like the highlights reel of the 3rd month. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Give it a thumbs up if you did like it, and stay tuned in 1 sec to see little baby Calvin. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Here's my Calvin, my 3-month-old baby. He's getting so big. He just woke up from his nap, and he just got done eating. Say hi, YouTube. Happy baby. He's so happy. Be happy. Be happy for the camera. You wanna stand here? Stand up. Stand on my table. Okay. Say hi.